I am shocked how easygoing you are about it, given the situation you're in, is what one of my close friends said to me when we were just talking about our life situations. And you probably clicked on this video thinking, why would anybody even listen to a 26-year-old loser living in his parents' basement? And the truth is, I can't actually give you a definite answer on that. But what I do know is that I have experiences to share with you guys, and I don't want to sound like any guru online, the Hamzas, the guys who just tell you exactly what to do, and especially the ones who haven't actually achieved anything but pretend to know everything. From my perspective, I only really talk about things that I actually know about and have gone through and experienced. So maybe some of these things that I say are going to be relatable to you guys, or you might even learn a thing or two, but that's not the point in this video. And I just want to talk about what being in a situation like this is, right? I mean, my friend in that conversation went on to say, you have bills to pay, you got rent, your car, you have a girlfriend, you've got all these things on your plate. And he basically just said that you're a madman. And what's funny is that's actually what it feels like at first. Back in my previous life, where I was in a different business and I was climbing the ladder and really had a couple of accomplishments or achievements or whatever society calls them. And it's very interesting once you actually go back and realize that you've been stripped of everything. You don't have anything. You're basically nobody. So at first it may be very chaotic, because if you're someone who's used to having some type of status, or maybe you don't have it yet, and then you go back to, well, you take a step back and you essentially have to re-earn your way up, maybe in a different business or in a different way. And the most interesting thing that I really learned from essentially being pushed into a corner where you basically don't have anywhere else to go is you meet the most raw and realist version of yourself. What do I mean by that? There are two options you can choose: whether you decide to fold under the pressure once you're pushed into the corner. And in this setting, in this society, folding would mean, all right, I'm just gonna go get a 9-to-5, get nice and comfortable, get a steady, stable income. I will have money to pay for my basic bills. It's gonna be just enough to live on, but not enough to really do anything else with it. And with that, everything is gonna settle. Or the other option, where you don't fold under the pressure and you sit there and you just you bathe in it. This is really what it is. You really meet that raw, unfiltered version of you, which means, well, there's nothing to hide. There's no veil that people can't see through. I no longer have to walk around and pretend like everything's figured out and I'm on a career path and I have X, Y, Z, or maybe check out my accomplishments. I no longer have to do that, and I think that's the best part. In a way, life is a lot more calm this way, where I get to just sit back and quietly do all my work, build whatever I need to build while nobody's watching, and I think that's where the peace comes in. And the best part is knowing that you're doing this so that day by day you're bringing yourself to a life that you actually want, not what you had before. And this is pretty much the only thing keeping you sane. Essentially, from society's standpoint, if I'm not working a 9-to-5 and I'm not on my way to purchase a house or whatever other bullshit metrics they set out for you to achieve, if we're not doing that right now, then you're just deemed as a loser by their standards. But maybe if some of you guys are also in the same position, if society calls you that, then so be it. I'd rather be a loser building my life to where I want to go than like a lot of people around me who are stuck working 9-to-5s, and I can see it. It's unbelievable the amount of conversations I have with close people to me that absolutely hate their jobs. And they did everything right. They went, they got their degrees, they found a job, which is very successful of them in this day and age where it's impossible to find a job, and they hate it. They're like, what is this now? I thought life was supposed to get better here, but it's actually only deterring their mental health. Because that's not what we're meant to do. And sure, maybe it has some nice benefits. You're gonna get a stable income, you're gonna You're going to be told and reaffirmed by society that you're a good boy, you're doing the right thing, you have a job, and now maybe it's time for you to look for a girlfriend or a wife and settle down, have some kids, buy a house, which you can't afford. It's funny because society seems to think that we're just supposed to do whatever our parents' or grandparents' generation was supposed to do, or what they did. And that's just not the case anymore. I mean, most of the Gen Z generation cannot buy a house. It's just impossible. Forget about it. Much less staying sane while going to a 9 to 5. So while I'm looking around and seeing all these people that hate their jobs, it tells you one thing. That's clearly not the answer. And I also know that myself because I've also worked many jobs before, and I know what it's like to be there. And I've paid my dues. I've done a lot of the work there. It's just not it. And funnily enough, I'm just not giving that up anymore, ever. Because I know there's a better way, and I'm much happier working towards a better way. And hopefully one day, those same people that are dissatisfied with their careers or their jobs, I can help them in one way or another, whether it's escaping that kind of lifestyle, whether it's just helping them out in whatever means possible, financially or socially, it doesn't matter. But I know this, going down the path the society laid out for you is just not gonna cut it these days. I mean, pretty soon it won't even be enough to take care of yourself, much less anybody else. And I much rather carry the burden of being considered a loser by society, knowing that temporarily I may not be the person who your parents are going to sit there and say, that's the son I'm proud of, or society's going to commend this guy did the right thing, he's on the right track. I'm okay with not being that, because what I'm not okay with is facing the other part of it, the other side of it. What is there on the other side? I literally don't see another way. What awaits you if you don't do this? I mean, when you're working a 9 to 5, doesn't time just fly? Before you know it, you're going to be 20 years deep with debt up to your ears and trying to take care of kids or get a house or be just a workhorse. I don't know how else to put it, but that cannot be me. I literally don't see any other option. And so if you guys have seen my other videos, you'll know that I share about so many different aspects in life, and I have not been sitting around doing nothing for the past, 8 years now? I've pretty much been working every single day, all day, and I have quite a few things to share. And if you're here for it, great. If you're not, absolutely no problem. I'll catch you guys in the next one.